What is going on, guys? How you doing?
Good
Yo,
afternoon. Good afternoon.
We ready to make some calls live?
always,
Let's
always.
get some deals.
That's my phone, guys. So, guys, if this is your first time watching this is Wholesaling Real Estate Ring, where we make calls live, so you can see exactly what it looks like. There's no BS, there's no fluff. This is us making calls. It's boring sometimes. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes we get deals. Sometimes no one answers. That's just how it is. And we're just here to show you guys what it looks like. And for if you don't know who I am or who any of us are, we're going to introduce ourselves. And then, we're going to tell you what the plan is for today. So, my name is Nathan Payne. I've been in the business for over 6 years. Love doing real estate, and done hundreds of deals and showing you guys how to do it. That's me, Nathan Valley. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, guys, my name's Nathan Valley. Been doing wholesaling for about 5 years now. Done a bunch of deals, bunch of different states. Some of you might have seen a 30-day challenge I did a while ago to where I picked totally brand new market where I had no contacts, no resources, nothing. And my goal was to do a deal in 30 days without spending any money on marketing, and ended up doing a $20,000 deal from that. That's a little bit about me.
Congratulations. My name is Lane Peterson. My company is 1, 2, 3 closed. That's as simple as wholesaling is. 1, you get a contract. 1, you find a distressed seller. 2, you write that contract. 3, go sell that contract. It's that simple, but it's a whole different thing to make an entire business out of it. And so that's why I'm excited to always link up with you guys. You guys have been able to do it. I've been in the business for 15 years. I have wholesaled thousands of homes, fixed and flips, thousands as well. And I just love it. I love this business.
I kind of like that reverse strategy you got going on there, where step one, just write up the contract, put a name on it and a price, and then go find the person and then let them. Hey, did you know you wanted to sell your house for cash?
Hey, that's kind of like what people do on reverse wholesaling, right? They go find an investor first, and then they go try and find them a deal.
That's right. That's it. Well, hey,
Might
guys.
sound the same thing.
So our plan today is to make some calls, and Lane's got some wins he wants to tell us about, some things that have happened on the. If you didn't see last week's episode, we actually got a house under. Well, we didn't do the paperwork necessarily on the call, but we had a lady that want to sell, so we're gonna go over that. And I got to tell you a win that I had.
We got the verbal commitment on the phone, though.
Got the verbal commitment on the phone, which is, then it transpired into what Lane's got. But I got a win. I told you guys I'm moving to Canada, right? Did I tell you guys already?
You said you were trying.
So I listed my house last week on Monday. I already had multiple offers, and it was last week I did it. We are under contract yesterday with an above asking price cash offer. So in a week, like a week and a half. Isn't that crazy, guys?
Dude, congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I want to tell you guys a little bit of for anybody watching this, like a very smart move that the person that bought our house did. And I'm sure, you guys know about this tactic, but I just didn't remember like how effective it was until it was used on me. But anyway, I'm going to tell you guys about that. Under contract, excited. You know how it is in real estate. You never know, anything can happen. So I'm not getting too excited until it closes. But we're also, I listed my other rental that I have in Salt Lake that I bought in Subject 2 6 years ago. I bought it for $145. The house we got it listed for $340 right now. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's crazy how. Yeah, it's crazy how things, and I put $4,000 into it to buy it. And the crazy thing about that deal is nobody wanted it. When I was brand new, I tried to wholesale it. Everybody was passing up on that deal. That's how real estate's weird, man. Sometimes deals don't look like deals until 6 years later, and then they look great. So it's just how it is.
Look like a genius.
Yeah. I think that's honestly what happens to a lot of people. They just buy okay deals and they hold on, and then they turn into great deals. But anyway, what the agent did, the person that we went under contract with did on the property that my house that we're selling, they said most of the offers were coming in at like 635. What this person did is they said 625, but I will beat anyone's offer up to over $2,000 up to 651. And we listed the house for 649. So the person, again, was willing to go all the way up to 651 if they could beat anybody's offer by $2,000. And the best offer we got was, other than hers, was 649 asking price. So they ended up winning it, and that's a smart move. So if you guys are making offers on the MLS, you can go and make lower offers, but you can do an escalation clause up to a certain point where you feel comfortable. So I thought that was cool, and it worked for them.
Yeah,
So
what's great is it's cash, so they're not going to have to get an appraisal.
that's the best part. And everybody else was getting appraisals or was pending on them selling their home. This offer was all cash, and that's why we went through it, because you never really know with appraisals, and especially isn't there such thing as if they get an appraisal and it doesn't come back, then it's like stuck on your house for like a year or something. I think that I can't remember if
It's
that's
an
FHA.
FHA appraisal. Yeah, I think
FHA,
FHA appraisals, they're in some FHA system that they pull it up that sticks with it. I don't think it's a year, but it does stick with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I want to tell you guys that because I was like, man, the escalation clause, it freaking works good for them.
Dude,
So
congratulations. That's awesome though. Top
yeah,
dollar
man.
for your house.
Yeah, and the goal is, man, I'm moving to Canada. My goal is to find some place where I can live mortgage free. That's the goal. I know a lot of people they want to leverage their money and they want to get more assets and stuff like that. For me, I just don't want to have any debt, and that's the goal. I'm trying to find a place in Canada where I can buy cash and be mortgage free. So that's
Dave
what I'm
Ramsey
going
would be
for.
very proud.
Good for you.
Dave Ramsey style, dude. I know some people don't like him. I don't agree with the credit card system, but I do agree with you owning your own home. So let's go. We'll see if I can get it done.
Love it, dude. Love it. So what do we
Well,
do
awesome. Hey,
today, guys?
if whoever was on here last week, we actually tied a deal up live. After we got off this call, I went ahead and drafted the contract, sent it right to her. If anybody remembers, her name was Anita. She's going through some serious hard times right now with health issues and family issues. And this house was kind of, she inherited it and it was vacant. It had been broken into a couple times, but executed contract that I got the very next day. And so the process that we have, obviously we're buying virtual. So we're not there, right? I'm not walking the property and checking it out. So I've got to have my inspection period. So I immediately go with my nationwide mobile notary company that goes out and walks them and takes pictures for me. I just got those back. You guys want to see them?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Check this out.
It's
a beauty.
What were you thinking before you got were you kind of hopeful that it was going to be okay, or what was your mindset like?
No, I mean, if you remember the conversation, it sounded a little rough. I mean, she said that she couldn't stop it from being broken into. Can you guys see my screen?
Now we can. Let's see it.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, guys, when you're operating virtually, it's always kind of like a drum roll, until you get actual current pictures and photos of the property, to get a decent idea as to what state is the property really in. Because depending on who you talk to, guys, if it's a seller, an agent, whoever, people like to say a lot of things about how nice they think the property is. And then it's okay, but what is it really like?
I don't have a sticky note on my computer anymore, but I should. And it would say all sellers are liars. They exaggerate the truth. They exaggerate condition. Everything's nicer and better than what it actually is. So here's the home. You can kind of walk through these pictures with me. I just got them back, and I'm going to correct myself. I actually got this contract signed along with a power of attorney to list the home on the MLS. There you go. I then went and found a local realtor here in Deming, New Mexico. She's the one that went out there to take these pictures. So she's actually going to put the home on the market for me.
What were you paying her on the listing?
So she's doing it for 5%.
Wow.
Me 5%? Personally, I could go find it like a nationwide flat fee listing agency, and I've done it before, but then you're doing all the work, right? And then you don't have local expertise either. Like, she went out there, she looked at it, she's running all the comps, she's letting me know like, hey, this, we should probably push for this number. Whereas, I could be off just from the data on Zillow or whatever. So she knows
quick question. 5% because the price point's lower? I'm assuming, because normally it's 3%. So is it?
Well, it's 2.5 each side.
Okay, that's what you
So
mean.
5% total.
Okay,
Yeah.
5%. Okay, I thought you just meant
Yeah.
on her side. Okay.
No,
5%.
yeah. So we are offering a co-broke. So, I mean, we got cars, we got old fridges. So now we get in the house, no carpet, no outlet covers, got that furnace. And I already saw the house doesn't have AC. It's got a swamp cooler.
So Lane, you
There's
might
our
have already
beautiful
explained
laundry
this.
room.
You might have already explained this, but what made you want to go the route of putting it on the market versus just doing the traditional, let me call some call some buyers or pull buyers list in this area? To tell people why,
So
because I'm sure a lot of
I
people
always
do.
want to maximize my profit, right? And I have in my business, if it is a small town, or even if it's not a small town, if it is a home that is vacant, nobody lives there, I just send my power of attorney with my contract and get that signed and throw it on the MLS, trying to maximize, my wholesale fee.
There you go.
Vacant,
There you
and
go.
it's super simple to do the showings and do all that. Then I just send that with it and get that permission to list.
Perfect. Okay, so you
So
guys
it's
heard why he
not.
does it. He gets more people to look at the deal.
Yeah, you get a lot more people looking at the deal. You can get more money as well. So if I was, so we got this contract for 60. I think that it's a good deal for a fix and flipper in that area, or even a buy and hold at 85, right? But I think that I can go and put it on the market for 109, 110, and after commissions and everything, potentially make quite a bit more. So we're gonna run it both ways and see what happens.
I love it. Now, one thing I want to say for everybody, like if you
Yeah,
are
awesome
operating,
vacuum.
oh, gross. If you are operating in smaller towns, this is the strategy, because I had a property in Del Rio, Texas that I did the same strategy. No, I could not find any cash buyers. We put it on the market and we found a family that wanted to buy and fix it up. So, and they had cash because it was a lower price point. So this is definitely the go-to strategy in smaller markets.
Yeah, and
So
that's
the property's in a little bit worse condition than I thought, because she told me she was living there and it wasn't that bad, but it did need a little bit of work. That, in my mind, there is kind of worse than what I thought. So it gives me some ammo if I do go out there and market, and I find it very, very tough to get this thing sold. I always ask for offers. If an investor's looking at it, he's like, nah, it's too high. Okay, what is it? So if I go out there and gather a bunch of offers from investors and local investors that are in that market, and they start coming back at 60, 55, basically what I have it for, now I've got this ammo to go and get a price reduction from her, because this is not the condition that that she told us when we were talking to her on the phone.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so that's a strategy. So you're able to use the information that you get to navigate it if you're not able to sell it.
Yep, exactly.
And as far as negotiating goes, I know, different people kind of prefer different methods, but when it comes to rehab, so I don't know if you guys are like me at all, and anybody watching, but when it comes to rehab, like, I don't even ask me to pick up the hammer. Right. So when an agent, if I'm talking to an agent or a seller directly, I really kind of go in depth with asking questions about the rehab. I really want to get as much information as I can from them and try to get as specific as possible. Not getting too crazy with it, but especially on the major items. And the reason is I see a lot of people lose out on or miss out on opportunities because when they're using their formula of 70% times ARV minus repairs, I see a lot of people, especially newer people, getting into wholesaling. You're too conservative on the rehab, right? A lot of times you'll use a price per square foot that you found somewhere online, or kind of a box of, oh, if it's this much square feet and, it's a medium rehab, it's this much. And I'll see people doing, $70, $80, $90,000 rehab estimates, and then they're making their offer price based on that, when the reality is guys, it might only be a $30,000 rehab. And you might be missing out on deals because you think it's a $70,000, $80,000 rehab. Now, here's the thing. If I'm talking to an agent, I'm talking to a seller, And just like you were saying, Lane, hey, we went in depth, right? I asked them about the condition. They say it's in this state. These things are good. This is new. This is blah, blah, blah. And guys, really kind of hammer in on that. Like, okay, got it. So you're 100% certain the house that, it's in this condition. The roof is definitely good. Because when you really touch on that, what it does is it sets you up and run your number. I run my numbers based on what they tell me. If I talk to an agent or a seller and they tell me, oh yeah, it won't be more than $10,000-$15,000. Okay, you got it. And I'll reiterate, they'll be like, are you sure? Because normally normally that goes for a little bit. Are you sure it's only going to be about 10, 15,000? They're like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'll say, okay, I'll tell you what, we can move forward assuming that kind of what you're saying is spot on. And if something pops up, right, and I'm not saying, oh, there's a little chip of paint, but if something is major, right, a big difference, obviously, we would have a conversation and see if there's something that we could work out. And so what I'm doing is I'm already setting up an advance. It allows me to move forward and get a contract today, while also setting the expectation of like, hey, we're probably going to have another conversation, because this probably isn't going to be the condition that you tell me it's in. And so, yeah, that's something that's worked for me.
10 and 15K basically can get you like carpet and paint these days.
That's carpet paint, dude. These days, that's
like a floor mat.
Serious.
No.
Yeah, I can't get out of a rehab less than 30, it seems like.
No. And that's why I just got off the phone with one of my guys that I used to work for. He want to get into real estate. He's $250,000 deep in a house that he's flipping. He's like, bro, if I knew I would have put 250 in a house, I wouldn't have done it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Man,
that's bad. Dude, that's crazy. Okay. Anyway, so Lane, I know you want to we're going to make some calls. I think Nathan's going to start off.
Yeah.
Make some calls. And, I think Osa came in here and said, "Oh man, I thought you were from Georgia." I think that was from earlier. I grew up in Georgia, but I live in Utah now. And guys, I appreciate you.
Georgian, you want to be a Utahan, whatever you call yours, and a Canadian, all the above. You want to be.
Dude, my baby, my wife's Canadian, so my baby's a Chilean, Canadian, American. She's got it all, dude.
Got the mix.
She's got the mix. But I appreciate you guys letting me share my personal life with you guys. I know that's a little outside of the real estate game, even though we're selling our house.
Well, real quick, how quick of a close do you have on this cash deal on your personal house?
So this is the cool thing.
Because I'm back.
So the cool thing is I'm still this is why we like the offer as well. So I'm still waiting for my green card. It's like it should be arriving any time, but we didn't want to like sell like in a week or in a month and not have it. So we put an extension, a 60-day, the ability to extend 6 days from a 60-day close. And if we get it back sooner, we can close sooner. So we really have a ton of flexibility on this one.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. You didn't want to just close it and then just rent it back?
Rent it back to myself?
Run it back to the buyer who's closing it.
Oh, well, I live here until I move.
Well, right. So you get your money, you guarantee that it's closed, and then you just have to pay him rent until.
No, we just want to close when we're out of here, just so we don't have to even worry about it.
Awesome.
But
well,
yeah.
Congratulations again. That's great.
And if it doesn't work, and just knock on wood, hey, there's some other backup offers too, so we're good. So anyway, let's get into some calls, boys.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Let me move this over here so I can look at. Let me look up.
The cool thing about what we're doing here is Lane usually makes the calls because he's the OG. But now you're going to be able to see Nathan Valley. He's got, there's always different styles. I have different style. For me, guys, I don't really ever really talk too much about the condition of the house, really. I just like to kind of really dive in to the situation. Sometimes I'll close and sign a contract without even talking about the house a lot. And that's whether that's good or bad, you guys judge. It's just people have different styles.
Well, hey, and there's a lot to be said about that because, the 4 pillars of wholesale and what people always try and keep in mind in a conversation: price, condition, timing. And what am I missing? Motivation, yeah. Right? And so people get so caught up on, I got to talk about all of them, right? I got to talk about every single pillar and get all the information I can, when no, you don't. I don't blame you. I like your style, Nathan. I mean, you don't have to dive into the condition that much, right? You don't have to. Really, it's building that relationship, understanding what their pain really is, and then focusing on how to be able to help them in their situation.
And those conversations come with time too. Like once you establish the speed of trust, the trust with the person, you can have those other pillars conversations later. Like, hey, you could call this lady back. She trusts you. She's done the work. She signed the paperwork. So now you can call her and say, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about the condition a little bit more, and then you can dive into those other things or timeline. Okay. I know your timeline, you said you needed this, but let's get in a little bit more into that because things might take a little longer. Right, Lane? Like it just
totally.
Once you build that trust, those conversations can happen at will.
Love it.
100%. All right.
Let's give Tina a call here.
Yeah, and a lead came in as we were talking.
All right.
And as Nathan's doing it, we got Dylan asking, what kits are you in? Lane is all over the country.
I'm nationwide. I'm nationwide. My major markets are Atlanta, Kansas City, Florida, Arizona, but I'm nationwide. Just got a contract right now. Came through my email in Tennessee, Dyersburg, Tennessee.
Let's go. We don't know what that is, but it doesn't matter. That's why this job is awesome.
Hello.
Hey, Tina.
Yes.
Hey, Tina. It's Nathan. How you doing?
Hey, Nathan.
I was calling because you had just filled out a form about a property you're considering selling.
Okay, yes. I have a property that I'm selling. Yes, my house.
Yeah, I was just calling to chat a little bit about it. But my guess is it sounds like I caught you in the middle of something.
Yeah, I'm actually driving, so give me about 15 minutes and then I'll call you back, okay?
Okay, so in 15 minutes, give you a call back?
Yes, that will be fine in 15 minutes.
All right, Tina, I'll give you a call back in 15 minutes.
6 o'clock, we'll be able to talk, so I'll be done driving. 6 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. I'll talk to you at 6.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Wow, dude, that's it. One thing I want to point out for everybody is the tonality that Nathan is doing. He doesn't talk like that in real life where he's like, hey, how you doing? But it's really good. It's good. That like it gets people's attention. It's friendly. I don't know if you noticed that, Lane, but I could definitely tell the influx, the tonality.
Yeah, and I know that Nathan is really good at adapting, right? If you got a male kind of aggressive person, Nathan's really good. He can adapt to that. Not saying you got to be aggressive, but your tone isn't going to be like when you're talking to a sweet old lady as it is when you're talking to a middle-aged guy who just wants to get straight to the point. You got to be able to adapt that.
We get aggressive, just straight screaming at each other.
Dude, I've had people, it's crazy. When someone's aggressive, you're like, all right, let's get to the point. Let's get down to the business.
All right, let's so Tina we'll give her a call back in 15 minutes at 6 o'clock. One thing I'll just point out for people watching. So one of the things I like to do is again, personal preference. I don't like to ask, is it a good time? I like to say, hey, it sounds like I caught you in the middle of something. If you guys have ever read the book or Never Split the Difference by
Chris Voss.
Yes, thank you, Chris Voss. One of the things he teaches and talks about is 3 no's is better than a yes, right? So if I ask, hey, is now an okay time? They can say yes, or I can make an assumption. Hey, it sounds like I caught you in the middle of something. They're like, oh, no, now's great. And the reason why is because people are more comfortable saying no, especially in like a sales situation, than yes. But again, guys, not the end of the world. Whatever.
Amazing sales advice right there. Chris Voss, great book. Never Split the Difference. Check it out if you guys haven't.
I'd say the biggest thing though, as I'm typing in the number for Wanda here, guys, so much that I've found in my personal experience is and definitely you got to practice stuff and work on, but if something is not natural for you, don't do it. Like there are so many things that I've seen, people teach, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, but it's just, oh my gosh, I would never kind of word something that way. And it comes out awkward every time. And when it's just not you, that's going to break rapport and just be way worse than, maybe saying something less than ideal, but it's your authentic self.
Agreed. Like if you're brand new and you're trying to act like you're super experienced and trying to throw down words that you don't even know what they mean, people are immediately going to be like, well, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. I remember when I
Okay.
first started wholesaling, my brother-in-law was trying to tell him about like how great wholesaling was. And he's like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. And I was like, you're right. I don't. And it came off like that.
You're right.
Hey, Nathan, you're
yeah.
calling Wanda right now, right?
Yep.
So it's listed. So just so you know.
Yeah. So was Tina's.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
All right.
We love those.
Oh yeah, my favorite.
She's been listed for 255 days. You got this one. Guaranteed.
She's dying to get off of there. Guys, I was listed for a week and a half. It's stressful just for a week. You're like, man, I just want to be done with this. Can you imagine for 255 days? I would be, I don't even know.
Why is this not going through? Let's see. Let me see. Make
It
sure I got
also
the right
says that
number.
number's a landline.
Let's see.
This house is weird.
Bro, it's so weird. It doesn't ring. It just gives me a static. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Yeah, I heard it. Lane, I want to ask you a question, Lane. I keep seeing Jerry Norton put up videos like, oh my gosh, wholesalers, you better watch out. Like, I don't know if it's more just to get the clickbait or if he's really worried. I'm not really watching a ton of them. But I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Lane, like about wholesaling.
I haven't taken the time to do a ton of research on it. All I know is, there's been one state after another. I think there's 3 or 4 now where it's completely illegal to wholesale.
Mhm.
And by that, they mean you can't market properties that you don't own. So that's really how they're coming down on the law. They're just saying, I think in North Carolina or South Carolina, you're allowed to do 1 a year. You can basically, so if you get a deal tied up, you can't blast it out and market it and go sell it.
So what are your thoughts on that? Like, because for me, the way I go around that is just in the way they do this in Utah is they don't market the property, they market the contract. They don't market like the pictures. They just say, hey, I have this contract. This is the contract, and then they send that contract out. That's how they get around it in Utah. Because this has been around in Utah for like 4 or 5 years where they've always been threatening, like, you can't market properties. And it's like, fine, well, what can we do? They're like, well, you can just send out the contract that you have signed and people can see it.
And the ones that are coming down on it are realtors. It's the National Association of Realtors. Right. It's not like a state.
Hey, Wanda.
No, you got her number.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You don't own the property on Wildwood Lane. All right, chat.
That was good. You're moving quick on that one.
Yeah, she was quick. Definitely wrong number. Well, I don't know. She sounded like.
Is that the number in our CRM?
No. So what I did, guys, was, and you could do this for inbound or outbound. The number didn't seem to be ringing at all. So Wanda, the person that filled out the name, I won't say the first name Wanda, and then there's a last name. So I looked up the property that they put in, and yes, it's that Wanda's name as the property owner. And I just threw it into True People Search, and it gave me a list of phone numbers. And guys, True People Search, it's totally free. It's a little bit janky, but it's free to use, and it's like freakishly good. When you're just trying to get a hold of one specific person, freakishly good.
There you go. You can use that for pre-foreclosures, the people you're specifically trying to hit. But anyway, Lane, all I was saying is I wanted to get your opinion on, I think whether it's double closes or just working with buyers, there's always going to be a way you can sell it through trusts. Like, there's always going to be ways to work around it. I just wanted to get your opinion.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I know that there's kind of a lot of a noise right now on social media. There's a guy, Richard Wonders here in Arizona, who I know pretty well. He's the novation king, right?
Yeah.
And so he's pretty loud about it because he does novations, and novations, well, that's not illegal. That's not wholesaling, right?
Yeah.
my big take on it is, and this has been my thing with wholesaling from the start. And I'm happy about the legislation because it's forcing a lot of people to change the way that they do business. Wholesaling, I don't care how perfect someone's paperwork is. If someone is being misleading and setting the wrong expectations to a seller or a buyer, and they're upset about it and they make a formal complaint or a lawsuit, you're going to be in hot water. I don't care how perfect your paperwork is or whatnot. You're going to be in a tough spot, especially when people understand the situation and they're like, dude, like, yeah, you clearly were misleading that person or being dishonest, or you screwed that person over, whatever the case may be. With wholesaling, yes. Now, again, guys, we're not attorneys, right? Go consult with an attorney, blah, blah, blah. But with wholesaling specifically, I'm a really big believer in when you have the right conversation, when you frame and position things properly and you set the right expectations to where everybody knows exactly what's going on, there's nothing for anyone to get upset about. And guys, how are you going to get in trouble if everybody's happy, right? Like the seller isn't going to report you or try to sue you if they're happy with your service, right? And guys, that's what we're in the customer service business, right? So if every deal you do, if there's a buyer and or a seller that is not happy, you should maybe change the way, you're going about the business. And again, I think that's why I'm happy with the legislation is, and I don't think it's kind of the new person's fault. I think there's a lot of issues with a lot of the education that is out there. But
Yeah.
that's just
the way they go about it. That's your 2 cents. Okay, man. I appreciate that you saying that too. That's good.
So a lead just came in. I don't know if you see it, Nathan, by you, but it's
that's
Christian Kumar. Oh,
That's cute.
Yeah.
Um,
But this thing is like he pulled it off the market. He had it listed, I see, for $2.3 million. And it's over in California. Tell me if you're seeing it in there.
are you asking? Sorry, which one? Bring it up.
Christian.
So, is that in the new lead?
Yeah.
Hold on, I just refreshed. Man, my computer is going
So this guy's filled out a form. It's in California. The Zestimate on it is like 2.2 million. And he had it listed for 2.25. He had it listed for 2.3 million. He just pulled it off the market in June 27th. He pulled it off the market. He had it listed for 2.35. So obviously he couldn't get it done on the market. So I'm gonna call him and see what he's got going on.
Let's do it, bro.
Get it. I think I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, I just had to refresh.
Hello, is this Christian?
Yes.
Christian, hi, my name is Lane. I'm calling you. You had just filled out some information about a property that you're wanting to sell on Bernardo Avenue.
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, I appreciate you doing that. Just calling to get some more information about the property. Is now a good time?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Well, what can you tell me about what you got going on there?
I just want to move out, this is kind of nice, clear house. So 5-bedroom, 3-bath. I demanded location 2 years ago. There's kind of wood floor. Everything works, no leak, so everything's perfect.
Gotcha. Do you currently live in the home right now?
Yes.
Okay, this is your personal house?
Yes.
Gotcha. So I do see that you had it listed with the realtor not too long ago. Why do you think it didn't sell?
He was not that active. That's the reason maybe I was thinking of selling my own. So
Gotcha. Have you been? Have you entertained any other offers? Like, did you get any offers while you were on the market?
On the time, yes, we got the offers, but on the time I didn't accept it. So
Gotcha. What kind of offers were you getting?
I was getting like 2.1 something, but I didn't accept it. So I don't want to sell less than 2.2.
So you don't want to sell less than 2.2. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What kind of time frame are you wanting to sell in? When do you guys want to sell?
As soon as possible.
You're ready to go, huh? You guys already have another
Yeah,
place? Already have another place where you're going?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where are you guys going?
I'm going to Minnesota.
Minnesota. Wow, that's a change.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously you know that we are a cash buyer. We don't have any realtors with us. We'll pay all the closing costs, that sort of thing. It's just pretty straightforward, as is. Could you, if you did get an offer like that, what kind of price would you be able to do for me?
You give me your offer, then I will let you know.
Okay. Well, I can do that. I can take it. I mean, are the pictures that I'm seeing online, are those current? I mean, anything changed since then?
I don't know. You don't see the whole picture on you. I don't know.
So I'm looking.
I can send you the photo. You are looking at them?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ones that were on Zillow. Is that when it was most currently listed?
I think that's the old one.
Like from
Yeah,
when
the old picture.
Okay, and this is saying that it has 2 baths. Did you say it had 3 baths?
No, it's 3 baths. Yes, I already had the bathroom like almost 3 months ago.
Okay, you just added it 3 months ago. You said?
Yeah, 3 to 4 months ago. Yes.
Gotcha. Cool. And was that bathroom was it permitted when you did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, if I could get current pictures, I could I could run it through our underwriting. We'd run all of our numbers and kind of figure out what we could pay. It's a little bit on the higher end of the homes,
Okay.
but that doesn't scare us. We can still make you an offer. I'll just tell you right now, I don't think I'll be anywhere close to 2.2. I mean, I do see that you were listed for 2.3 and it didn't sell at that price. So I just got to kind of wrap my head around what we think that actual value is.
Mm-hmm.
And then, back into our number, run. It looks like a beautiful home. Is there anything that, in your opinion, that still needs to be done with it?
I don't think so, because we put a new roof on was in 2018. Everything is kind of new, like.
Okay, so new roof. What about the AC unit? Do you know how old that is?
There's no AC. There's a heater.
So no AC. Is that typical in this area?
Yeah.
Okay. So just a heater, roof. Looks like it's pretty, I mean, newer windows as well.
Yeah, new window. There's a solar panel. It's paid off. So.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let me do this. If I could get current pictures, I could have you an offer by the end of today. Do you want me to text you my email to send them to, or how do you want to do it?
I'll text you.
You want to text them to me?
Yeah.
Perfect. That'll work perfect. If you want to do that, then I can, do what I need to do and call you back with an offer.
All right. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right. So I kind of wanted to just in the conversation on
That
this
was a tough
particular
one.
one because it's. I mean, I'll share my screen. Well, it'll show the address, but I mean, it's in Sunnyvale, California, and it's 2.25. Redfin has it worth 2.6.
Bro, California is nuts, bro.
So it's just gonna take a little bit more, sharpening my pencil and looking at current pictures to kind of figure out. But I wanted to let him know right away. I'm probably not gonna be anywhere near 2.2.
Well, this is
you
the
were
thing,
on the market for 2.3 and couldn't sell it.
Right. Yeah. Like if it didn't sell in the market there, you're probably gonna have to be like 1.4. I'm just thinking just where would make
Yeah,
sense.
like 50%.
Yeah, like because if it's not selling on the market, what can you do? Like, okay, let's talk about options. This is good for us for people to learn. So if it was already on the market, would you pitch a novation? Would you pitch like, hey, let me take this back? Or like, would you say that, or would you just be straight cash or creative? And those are like, where would you take this?
Yeah, I mean, I would lean cash and creative. The novation, he's already been out there. He already knows, what his realtor costs and everything are going to be. So I think that will be pretty tough to talk him into doing that and just having, basically me list it for him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, for him, I would, and guys, sellers like that to where they're like firm on price and like, well, just give me your offer and then, I'll let you know what I want to do. For that, I like to try to dig a little bit more as to, well, why are they even selling it to begin with? And he was like, oh yeah, no, as quick as possible, because he might be one of those sellers to where, just let it cook, and just say, hey, honestly, I'm probably not the right buyer for you. I'll tell you what, why don't we just call it a no, blah, blah, blah. Hey, if I can help you out in any way in the future, feel free to reach out. And then, because it sounds like there's a ticking clock for sure with that guy. Like he has urgency, but he's stubborn on price.
He doesn't want to show his cards either. You can tell he's not going to give too much information at the moment.
Yeah.
So I just looked up on Redfin. It has older pictures, so he has and then on Zillow, it seems to have the pictures of when he just canceled the listing.
Do we got time for me to call Tina back real quick?
Heck yeah.
Let's do it.
Do it,
Tina. Tell me about this listed house.
Yeah, we're on fire today, boys. These people are picking up. Julia says no today's, yes tomorrow.
Hello.
Hey, Tina, it's Nathan.
Hey, Nathan, how you doing?
I'm doing
I'm
well.
on the way in the car right now, Nathan. Give me 2 minutes. I promise I'm gonna call you back, okay?
All
2 minutes.
right.
Stay by your phone.
All right. I'm setting a timer. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. So I'll see you in a minute.
All right. Bye-bye. She's nice. She's nice.
I love
See
it,
that
man.
little bit of icebreaker.
Yeah, that was nice, man. That made me laugh. I'm setting the timer.
Watch this. I'm gonna call this guy back right now and hit him right between the eyes at 1.2.
Hit him in the hit him.
Christian, you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, so I ran this real quick. It didn't take us long. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably not the right buyer for you. On a cash transaction, just in the state the market is right now with high interest rates and everything, we gotta stay pretty conservative. I mean, just looking at recent comps quickly and kind of where things are at and how long they're sitting on the market in this price point. I mean, we're going to be coming in at like 1.2 million cash net to you.
You were wasting my time now. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to call you back. That's why I wanted to call you back right away and just have that conversation with you. Just out of curiosity, Christian, have you considered selling the home on terms, like doing seller finance?
No.
Not interested at all, or you haven't considered it?
No, I don't want to feel like that.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, if anything changes, give me a call.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Executed with perfection. Exactly what Nathan Valley did. You hit him. And guys, you know what's really interesting? There will be newer investors that get this lead and they will follow up with that guy and not have that conversation you just had. They'll do that for months and months and months and months, wasting their time. So not a complete waste, like a complete waste to just keep, hey, or blah, blah, blah. I would just say, hit him. Now you know where he's at. Maybe put him in a long-term drip.
That's right. That's exactly where he's going. He'll move over in the CRM and he'll get a text message and email every 30 days. Maybe something will change.
Right. But not worth you specifically picking up that phone and calling. And anyway.
Right. I mean, if you're going to do that, you're really going to piss him off.
Yeah, for sure. Man,
The
that's
other
kinda,
thing that
Go
I
ahead.
I personally like to do, especially when I know like, okay, this is going to be a no, but it could be a future follow-up. I never like giving, I only like giving my firm price offer when I know it's like, okay, they're going to say yes, or like we're right there at the ballpark. If it's a no, I like to say, oh, man, like something along the lines of, what was his name?
Christian, I think.
Christian. Like, man, Christian, look, I took a quick look at it. I'll be honest, and pretty much just what you said, right? Like, hey, I really don't think I'd be the right buyer for you. I don't know exactly to the penny what our offer would be, but I mean, oh my gosh, I would be so far off that, I mean, you'd probably want to hang up the phone on me right now. And I don't want to insult you with the low offer. All right. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like,
So then why'd you call me back?
well, or they'll be like, well, what is it? Because guys, the human brain has an issue with
dangling
open
a
loops.
carrot right there.
You dangle the carrot, and it's like, and then again, you can still leave it open to where, like, honestly, I don't know exactly where it'd be, but it'd probably be somewheres into like the 1.1, 1.5, and again, that like just ballpark, but it'd probably be around. And guys, you want to give a spread to where it's wide enough to where it's like they still have kind of no clue. And you leave it wide enough to where they don't know. And so when they are ready, they're like, well, he kind of had this ballpark. I mean, depending on where in that ballpark it falls, and it creates that intrigue for them to want to reach back out, or at least, answer your follow-ups. Again, just my personal preference. A lot of different ways to do things.
I'm going to bounce here. But real quick, I'm going to tell you where I'm going. I had a lead come in 2 days ago. A lady here in Phoenix, Arizona. That's where I'm at. She calls up, or she actually didn't call out. She filled out a form. We call her. She responds, text only. I don't want to talk on the phone. I just want to text.
That happens, and it's weird.
We're like, okay, well, I looked it up. I mean, she is the owner of the house. She bought it, I don't know, 2019. Anyways, find out, she's facing foreclosure. She's 2 months behind. So maybe one more month they'll file for foreclosure. I said, hey, we can set up a time. I need to come out there and see it because it's here local. If it's local, I'm going to go out there 100% of the time if I can, because it's way better and more effective to buy belly to belly than it is to, just try and do it over the phone. But anyways, so she's 2 months behind. She's like, I have 5 kids and I just want to save it from foreclosure. House is worth about $360,000. What would you offer, Nathan Payne?
Just without knowing condition or anything.
Yeah, you want my Walmart calculator?
I'd probably go, depending if it's just normal from what I think it need to be, like 220. That's probably
Okay.
if it's worth 360. 220 would get you enough to rehab it and make a profit if it's in bad condition. But
yeah, I'm licensed here in Phoenix, so I see it was rehabbed pretty much except for the kitchen when she bought it.
okay.
So I'm gonna go offer 245.
Okay, so we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
what's the plan? You take it down, you close on it yourself, or are you looking to wholesale?
No, I'm gonna wholesale it.
Cool,
Probably
cool.
for 270.
All right, brother.
Nice.
Well,
I
you're gonna have to
gotta
tell-
get it though. And what's funny is I know one of the biggest buyers in Arizona is coming in right behind me.
Who is it?
Doug Hopkins.
Oh, is this not one from Doug?
No, this one's Phoenix.
No, I mean like one of the leads, because I know sometimes you get
Yeah, him and I have a JV agreement to work his that are outside of Phoenix.
Oh gosh. Okay, so now you guys are on. You got
Yeah,
one
so
in
now
Phoenix.
Now we're up against each other.
But
Okay,
I've
but I gotta
done
get to this
everything.
appointment. I'll let you
Oh,
guys.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
let you
I'll
guys
let you go
finish. I'm gonna go get a house.
Get that
There you
house.
go,
You
Lane.
got that, Lane.
Trust you, brother.
We believe in you.
See you guys.
See
Later,
you, brother.
bud. We're gonna give another minute or two for Tina to call back. In the meantime, man, I always so I've pretty much my entire wholesale career I've worked virtually. With the exception of my very first deal. My very first deal I did in like my local market. I met with the seller, I walked the property, I took the pictures myself. Every other deal after that has been in like states that like I've never even been to, or like I did a bunch of deals until I even visited them. But I've always wondered, because I hear about, in people that do work locally and they do in-person appointments and they're in hot markets. I always hear about like, oh yeah, like, you know, there'll be a wholesaler walking out on, you know, when they're going into their appointment, and there's like another wholesaler following up behind them. I've always wondered, like, is there like some trash talking going on, like walking in and out of the house? I mean, I love being competitive. I also like a good joke. 100%. If I knew if there was a wholesaler walking out or a guy following up behind me, oh, absolutely, I'd be playing head games in good fun. In good fun.
No, so for me, I've gone on a lot of seller appointments in person, and when I know someone else is coming, I just say, "Hey, look, you know, there's going to be some other people that are going to, you know, make offers. If you can just at least let me, you know, match or beat the offers that they make, that's I'd like that." And you know, so you don't always get that, but that's how I kind of play it.
Yeah. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna call Tina back. She said 2 minutes. It's been 5. I'm gonna let her know.
Go call her.
About to leave the office.
Please.
Hey, Tina.
Hello. Hey.
Hey, it's Nathan.
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had something going on. I had another call. I'm sorry.
No problem at all. I totally get it. I wanted to make sure I caught you before I left the home office here.
Get in.
It sounds
Why
like
you take it to the stove?
you've got a busy Thursday.
He gonna take it to the stove. Yes, I'm like, okay, so let me take it off.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna talk. Yeah. So, don't put me. What's going on? Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm back. So what is the number that you come up with? I can hear you, Nick. So what, Nick, can you hear me now?
All right. I wasn't
so
sure if
we
you were
can
chatting
discuss.
with me or someone else.
Okay, yeah, so just tell me. So I think August the 2nd will be out the house. So what number did you come up with?
Well, so here's kind of, I'll explain a little bit how it works. So this is a quick conversation, 10, 15 minutes, ask some simple questions, learn a little bit more about property condition, things like that, your situation, things that are important for you guys. Real basic stuff.
So right now we're looking at 239 to walk away cash out as is. We won't be on the property as of August the 2nd. I can give you more information tomorrow after 2:00. That's what the lady said. She's coming back after 2. So we'll be able to go into more details. But the house will be vacant in the next week. Within a week and a half, it'll be vacant.
Okay, within a week and a half, it'll be vacant.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then you said, I'm sorry, said again. You said you have an offer for 239, or that's what you need to sell it for?
Yes, that's the lowest I'll take. That's the lowest I'll take.
Okay. So
if you're willing to give me that amount, then I guess we can proceed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd love to learn a little bit more about it. I mean, my number one thing is if it sounds like something, at the end of the conversation, if it sounds like we're able to be a good fit for you, great. We can chat a little bit more as to what that might look like. But if not, that's totally okay too. No harm, no foul. Usually, at the least, I can point you in the right direction.
Have you actually seen the property yet?
No. So we kind of have an introductory conversation, to see if it's something that we might be a good fit for you. Because if not, then at the very least, I'm pretty good at least pointing you in the right direction.
Okay.
Now with the house, I see you have it listed on the MLS with an agent. Yeah, I guess
I'm working with Keisha.
Yeah, unpack that for me. What's going on with that?
Well, I've been in the house 7 years, and we just decided to get something smaller. So we don't want the size anymore. So downgrade, I guess, the size of the house. Okay. We've been in it 7 years. Mm-hmm. No major issues. Wear and tear. I guess that's basically selling the house or whatnot. But it need carpet and it need paint. That's about it. So I've had different offers, but I'm not willing to take under 238. Got it. The house is over there. Like my neighbor just sold it for my neighbor just sold it for 345. So with unfinished basement. So the house is over there anywhere between 270 to 305, 345. Okay. Within 45 days. So I just had a situation that I decided not to sell it. So you're gonna teach it. Oh, not right here now. Okay. You not gonna, you think that? Oh, hold on. Okay, so what number were you? What number did you come up with so we can?
Well,
see
so
what we
you're
have?
saying 230. Now 238, that's a very specific number. It sounds like there's a reason as to why it needs to be at 238.
Well, no, not necessarily, because if you look at it on the online on market, I got it for 250. But if so it's 250. But if you wouldn't have given me cash, then of course I can go down because it do need a little minor work done. Like I said, maybe it needs a little carpet and then a little paint.
Got it.
So if I have to do it, like I was discussing it with him, because I do have the house with
Mhm.
Tony Durham. So if we do it together, then of course if we put the work in it, the money, then it's going to be 269. It's actually going to be more than 250.
Yeah, what's holding you guys? But I mean, because you'd probably get more money if you were to do that. Is there what's holding you back from just kind of fixing it up yourself?
I have it, my name on it as well as someone else's name. So it's just like, okay, now it's kind of being difficult. But now he said it's okay. So we're going to sell it. So it's a done deal now. It's just going back and forth.
Okay, got it. So it sounds like the other person
we
involved.
Engaged, so we was engaged, and then so now that's one of the reasons why that we selling it, that we're separating. So we both can walk away, with being fair towards each other. That's all.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Right.
Now I know it's going to be vacant August 2nd.
I'll let you know for sure tomorrow because she's gonna call me tomorrow at 2:00. So if everything goes through, then August 2nd, I'll be out the house and we'll start painting, or if I get the offer that I want and I want to as is, then we out.
Okay. Now, I mean, at a quick glance, I mean, it looks beautiful home from the pictures. It looks really nice. I think it's reasonably priced. What, I guess what do you feel like has been holding people back from moving forward and pulling the trigger on it?
It do need carpet and it also need a paint job. So once those two, then because it looked just like that in February, but he decided to take it off the market. So like I said, it's in both our name. I can't pressure him to sell it, but now he's really interested in selling it. So that's why we proceed now to it. I'm going to sell it.
Okay, got it. Is it an option? And I'm just trying to think of how you can get.
I'm not taking under 230. I'm not taking under 239.
Totally understand. Yeah, I was saying, is it an option to? Because it hasn't been listed that long.
Right.
Is it possible for you guys to just kind of keep it listed? For another 3-4 months.
We're gonna keep it listed. Yes.
Okay, got it.
No, if we sell, if I get my offer. So like I said, I've been getting different offers. It was just 225. It was 225 and 229. So when someone comes with 239, of course, we're gonna take the deal. So.
Yeah. Now I'm assuming is the mortgage that's in place, is that in both of your names?
You can get in. Yeah. Come on. Why you say that? Why you should just?
Oh, lost her. So
that's a tough one, bro. When they're not fully paying attention, I'm almost like.
So this is so many people will jump right into like, oh, we'll talk about terms and creative. And this is why I really hammer down so much on learn what the motivation is and what's going on. And see, it took me a couple questions to get to it, but she was engaged. Something happened. They are not on good terms and they need to sell this house. So, asking and if there's the 4 or 5 questions I love to ask every single seller. Hey, have you thought about listing it with an agent? Well, we already know it's listed. Hey, have you thought about renting it out? I'm not even going to bring that up because you could tell like they're not even on talking terms, right? She's happy that person is at least willing to sell the house with her. Now, creative, not really something I even want to bring up, or if I'll do it, it's very lightly. And because so many people will waste so much time trying to talk about creative offers, but what it will do is it'll actually break rapport because she's like, yo, you're not hearing me. She's like, I'm telling you that me and this person are in a very difficult relationship and we don't want to be involved together. And you keep trying to talk to me about how we should have this long-term agreement. And so what that communicates to the seller or the person you're talking to is you're not listening to me. And that's why I wouldn't just kind of go out and offer creative on that. I'd want to ask a little bit more first. And also, and that's why I asked, well, hey, is it an option to just keep the house listed for another 3-4 months? Now she says yes, but the reality is probably not, because she's moving somewhere else. Now I don't know if it's she's moving in with somebody or if she's going to be paying rent and a mortgage. I don't know. But then that's something we'd want to touch on a little bit more, is to try to get a better idea of like, hey, how are you really comfortable with if it takes 6 months? You guys are cool with it listed 6 months. Also, we were able to pull out the other offers that she has. So she does have offers at 225 and 229. And again, without looking at any of the comps, probably not going to get anywhere as close to it. But I would still take a quick glance. I still haven't even glanced at it, at comps or anything. But we know that she has offers close, relatively close to her list price. And, she did say it needs a little bit of paint, a little bit of carpet. So this isn't something to where I don't want to press really hard on price on this first phone call, because as you can tell, she's still really set on 238, and she's got clearly a ton of stuff going on in the background, right? She's talking to other people, this, that, right? She's kind of flustered, right? A bunch of stuff going on, really busy. So this is something to where, and that's why I'm not even calling her back right now, because she's clearly too busy.
Yeah, bro,
and I want to make sure
this is one that's going to need some time. When they want the 239 so firm, they just let it simmer. That number is going to change in a week.
Yeah, and guys,
offers.
I never even said anything about what price I would be at, right? So she has no clue where our offer would be at or what we're able to do for her, any of those things. So there's still that open loop. There's still all that curiosity of what we could do. And did you notice we didn't insult her with a low number, right? So she still, with so many other investors, would have already given her a number, and she would have no, and hung up right away. And then would have never heard.
She was trying to get that number out of you. And the reason why, the fact that you're holding that back is that is your ammo. That is your value. If you would have given it, she doesn't need to talk to you. So way to hold that back. And that's once you give her that offer, they don't need to talk to you anymore.
And guys, if you notice, right in the beginning, she's like, hey, 238 is what I want. 230. I say, okay, got it. No problem. Okay, got it. Right. We just take that, put it on the shelf. We'll come back to it later. And then hey, tell me a little bit about the house. Tell me a little bit about the situation. Hey, one of my favorite questions, find anything to compliment on I don't care. And the house is actually kind of a nice looking house. But even if it was an absolute dump yard, guys, find anything. Wow, it's got a lot of square footage, or wow, it's got a lot of potential. Find something to compliment about, especially with properties that are listed on the MLS. Hey, it's got that. Hey, it looks like a really nice house. What's been holding other people back from moving forward and pulling the trigger on it? Right? Hey, what's been holding other? Hey, what's been getting in the way? Hey, the house looks really nice. What's been getting in the way?
Now, Nate, let me ask you this: what happens if they don't want to answer any more of your questions? Like, she's like, quit asking me all these questions. What would you do?
Not a motivated seller. I would just, I go straight, because if you're not even willing to have a conversation with me, it's how am I going to go back and forth? How are we going to get to a price that's going to work, and then get to a contract that we walk through to where we both sign it, and then make it through the title process and get to the closing. If somebody's not in that mental state to where they want to make that happen, I don't even try, because it's not worth my time or my effort, because that's not a motivated seller. And guys, there can be a ton of motivating indicators. House could be going to foreclosure. The house could be in complete disrepair. They could be, getting kicked out. But these are just indicators of motivation. Whether a person is truly motivated or not is 100% just on that person.
Right.
They can have all of these things going around, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they as a person are motivated.
Yeah, the house could be falling apart. They could be falling apart, but they could be completely fine with the condition. That might be an indicator for me and you to be like, why would you want to live like that? To them, they could care less. So, Nate, what I would do in a situation, and just the question I asked is like, if someone came at you and they're like, quit just asking me these questions, it's potentially, it's possible that they're just having a really hard time with life. A lot's going on. So I try to go, John Martinez teaches this and a lot of other people, is that you just go more negative than they are. So if they get really upset with you, just be like, oh, maybe text them, maybe whatever. I would just say, I want to apologize. I'm extremely sorry that I might have said something that might have offended you. Because if you can not take offense in a situation like that, but be there and be like that strong person in the storm, and that they can come to you and rely on you, and they'll work with you. They'll trust you. But if you lose your cool too, is over.
And if you notice in the conversation from the very beginning, right, the first 2 calls I had with her, on this call, they're very brief, but very friendly and whatnot. But she was clearly really busy, right? And then when she started talking about the house, and guys, this will happen with sellers. She starts talking about the house, and then she starts getting reminded of she's not getting the price she wants. She's thinking of her ex relationship and all that. And you could tell her tone, she started to get more agitated. And if you rewatch this, you'll notice my tone from the very beginning to middle to end, my tone gets softer and softer and softer.
It's beautiful. It was beautiful.
And going exactly with what you're talking about.
It was that late night AM DJ or FM DJ. You read the book, Never Split the Difference. You were hitting her with that low tone, baby. I love it.
So, well, that was a good one. I hope you guys got a lot of, and so what I would do is I wouldn't even follow up with her today. I would probably follow up with her tomorrow. Yeah. What you could do is I could send a text. Hey, Tina, sounds like we got disconnected. No worries. What time are you available? Are you available tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.? Right? I would give like 2 specific time frames. Hey, are you available at this time or this time tomorrow? It's for us to follow up and continue the conversation. And then I'd want to nail down a specific time and then pick up the conversation where we left off.
Beautiful. All right. Anything else you got to say, Nate, before we wrap up?
That's all I got, guys. I hope you got a lot out of today. We had some good, people were picking up the phones today. Love those days. And guys, if you've been watching us, you'll know some days it's great. People pick up the phone and some days they don't. Doesn't matter how good I am or Payne is. Sometimes the sellers just don't pick up the phone. We have those days too. Fortunately, today was one where people were picking them up.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'll say this, people ask, when's the best time to call? The best time to call is when you can call. Because a lot of people make excuses not to call. So just call when you can call, and you'll get a hold of people when you do, And I want to say something really quick to Julius over here. So Julius, I looked at your deal. Just respond to me here in the comments. So I sent it out to one of my buyers. One of my buyers is looking at it, that I do a lot of deals with, but I saw it got blasted out by another wholesaler that's here. Jules is one of our clients that we work with. It got blasted out by another wholesaler here. So I thought you had the contract with the seller directly, but I don't think you do, which is fine. Not putting you on blast, but I'm just asking because,
or it could be another wholesaler daisy chaining it without letting.
Well, no, because what Julius sent it out for is $30,000 or $20,000 more than what they sent it out for. So I think maybe he's on my team. Okay. So he's trying to wholesale. So I'm curious, if he's on your team, why is he sending out for $299 and you're trying to send it out for $320? Like, that doesn't make sense. And that's the thing, guys. Like, I don't know much about this team that you got, Julius. But yeah, you gotta. I don't even know what I gotta say. If I'm seeing it out for $299 from one person, it's out for $320. Like, you got to get on the same page. Especially if you guys are on the same team. Doesn't really make sense. I don't understand how this team thing works, really. I know a lot of people are trying to do that, but yeah. Anyway, I guess Julius called me because I'm not very I'm not really understanding how this team thing is working. So Nathan, you've heard about a lot of people are trying to do deals through teams. So I guess it just depends how your team's constructed.
Yeah. I think it's yeah, not too sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Julius, I'll have to talk to you, man, because I've seen this deal sent out by a couple people, and yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But that's all we got. We're live, guys, so we love to help and see how we can help you guys do more deals. Check out painlessflipping.com if you guys want help, doing done for you wholesaling. Just book a call and we'll chat. We'll see how we can help you. And that's about it. Nate, you got anything you want to say?
That's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you got a lot out today. Until next time, see ya.
Peace out.